MLB Closing Time Show, Sunday, August the 8th. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac, our weekend warrior special guest, back once again, Sharpie, as well as we get ready to break down the Sunday MLB card. Looking forward to it. It was good to be back personally in the ballpark last night for Game 2 of the Red Sox Blue Jays doubleheader. Lots of fun. Good seats, great view. It's funny. It's always, like I said on Twitter, it's like being in outer space because all you see are the tall skyscraper buildings, the tops of them, and then the big CN Tower just right above the Rogers Center there. It's like you're on another planet when you're in that, especially you're on that side of the stadium looking at that view. But it was a very well pitched game last night. Red Sox emerged, and look at it. We were talking about it just before the show. The team that loses the first game of that doubleheader, they win the second game, and that's exactly what happened with Boston. Happens more often than not. We're also talking golf. A lot of us have some bets on this. St. Jude, don't make it bad. Take a bad golfer, make him better. There we go. A little Beatles there. The St. Jude golf will wrap up today. So good stuff there. If anyone's betting that, good luck. All right, let's get to it. We've got Sunday baseball, Sunday fun day. Hopefully it'll be a fun day of profits. Let's go. Tampa Bay, Baltimore. Michael Wacha Flocka Flame for the Rays. Jorge Lopez for the Orioles. Tampa Bay minus 180. The total 10 in this one. Michael Wacha 5.26 ERA. Jorge Lopez 5.91 ERA. I'm not going to belabor the point. You've got two teams in this series that have hit the ball very well. Both of the previous games have gone over the total. I'm always a little concerned when I see that on a Sunday that this is the game that's lower scoring, but I'm not betting an under with these two gas cans on the mound here. Jorge Lopez and Michael Wacha. Totals 10. Seen overs in this series. It's the only way I would go. And if today's an under and I lose in this, so be it. But I was on the over yesterday with the Rays and the Orioles and Friday. I'm going to come back to it here with over 10 here with these two pitchers that I don't trust and two lineups that have done some damage throughout this series. Baltimore's hit, and certainly the Rays have. There's no question about that. They've obliterated Baltimore pitching. The Baltimore bullpen's been pretty pathetic the last few games, and I think we'll see more of the same here today. So like the over in this one. And yeah, if you'd like Tampa run line, as Ross Pitts does in our chat, and welcome in everybody to our chat, by the way. We appreciate it. Hit the like button. I wouldn't talk to Tampa Bay either. They have been just wearing out this Baltimore pitching staff in the first two games. Connor, what do you think here, Rays Orioles?
Yeah, Tampa run line's kind of about the same as they're over 5.5. I'm with you here, Ian. If this game goes under, screw it. Because these guys are gas cans. They've scored a ton of runs. Lopez just pitched well. Usually right after he pitches well, he gives up 4 or 5. Wacha got battered around by the Mariners. I don't trust either one of these guys. So I think there's runs. Both lineups, if you go through them, have just ripped them. It's 6 for 4, 4 for 7, 7 for 3. That's the Mariners and the Orioles. I could only look that way is over in this game. Like I said, you go team total. The Rays, but I just stick to the over 10 and, watch it. Yeah, these two guys throw gems, but if everything I look at, it goes over here.
Yeah, and if you're a little sketchy about the total because it's 10, it's pretty high, wait, bet it in the middle of the game, 5th inning, get that Baltimore bullpen in there, and there might be a good live over. The Baltimore bullpen's just been ravaged, worn out by Rays bats in this series. Sharpie, what do you think here?
Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash that like, do all that good stuff, hit the share. We appreciate it all. I'm off this game right here, guys. Like you said, they're two trash cans, but it's Sunday. There's no Montcastle again in the lineup, so I'm thinking he's hurt. That's 2 days in a row. Tampa Bay should smash here, guys, but Wacha should not be this big of a favorite. I just can't put my money on Lopez. If I did, I'd look maybe Baltimore first 5, but they're not giving me enough money right there at plus 140 to take that stab. So I'm off this game.
All right, Mariners and the Yankees here. We've got Yusei Kikuchi for the Mariners. Luis Gil making a second start, and why not? More than serviceable in his debut start earlier this week against Baltimore. Now we'll get a second outing, second crack here. Yankees minus 140 home favorites. Luis Gil was solid in that last start against the Orioles, no doubt. Give him credit for it. We'll see how he can fare here in this one. Certainly was solid against Baltimore. Kikuchi on the other side for Seattle. Up and down for him, but he's been little bit better lately, coming off a really good outing against Tampa. 2 runs, 6 hits. Oh, actually, only 1 earned run in that start against the Rays over 6 innings. Mariners won that game. Struggled a little with the Astros, but keep in mind, divisional opponents see each other a lot. Before that, shut down Oakland. Did face the Yankees in Seattle back on July 7th. Struggled 5 runs, 8 hits in just 5 innings. 2 years ago against the Yankees, struggled again, 5 runs, 8 hits in 4 innings. So the track record's a little dubious here for Kikuchi and the Mariners. And the Mariners, another gut punch of a loss. Thank goodness Connor and I were, and I don't know if Sharpie, you joined us on that, but thank goodness we just had the first 5 with the Seattle Mariners yesterday, because it was just a rough 6th inning for them. Thank goodness it was an inning later than we needed it. That was good. They're an inning later, which was good. In the 6th inning was the implosion. Seattle blowing the, what was it, a 3-1 lead they had at the time, or 4-1 lead they had at the time, and they ended up losing 5-4, 4-run 6th inning by the Yankees. So, but we already had cashed our first 5, so we were happy with that. So tough loss, and that was a tough loss Friday night for Seattle. So I start to worry now about this team. That's 2 tough losses in a row, and they picked themselves up off the mat. Kikuchi's been banged around by this Yankees team his last 2 starts, including the one this year. So I'm not interested in Seattle today. And you're actually getting a better price with the Bombers here, because you've got Luis Gil, who's just making a spot start on the mound. You're not laying minus 200 or minus 180 like you were the last couple games. You're only laying $140, 45 here. So to me, there's no value on Seattle, and I don't want Seattle. That could be Yankees or pass, but I'm going to stay off this game. Connor, what do you think here? Seattle, New York Yankees.
Yeah, this game is a tough one for me as well. Is there an echo there? Kikuchi, I can never get him straightened out. Yankees have ripped him. He's pitched well his last few starts you mentioned against Tampa, only gave up 1 run. I'm not impressed by Gil. I mean, he went through that Orioles that night, 6 Ks, 1 walk. But if you look at his AAA and his AA, this guy's gotten hit around down there. And his problem is the walks. Usually he walks 4, 2, 2, 5, 7, 3. He got away with it with the Orioles, who sleepwalked through that game. So it's tough, because the Mariners' price in the full game with Kikuchi's plus 125, because I was looking at the Mariners team total. It's 4.5 plus 110. So I'd probably just go with the Mariners. I lean that way. I don't think Gil pitches again. And I don't know what we get out of Kikuchi. We've seen a ton of unders, especially with the Yankees lately and the Mariners. But at 9, maybe this game goes over. Difficult one. I lean the Mariners, though.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at it here, by the way, Anthony Rizzo not in the lineup today. I think, once again, another one of those guys, COVID precautions with him. So he is not in the lineup for the Yankees. They've got LeMahieu, Judge, Gallo, Stanton, Voit, Torres, Odor, Higashioka, the catcher today, and Jonathan Davis. That is their starting lineup. They already confirmed for today. So we'll see if the Yankees can make do without Anthony Rizzo, who's been very good for them. Sharpie, what do you think here? Mariners, Yankees.
Hey, shout out to the chat. I saw you guys throw out that Rizzo's not in the lineup, so I appreciate all that type of stuff. I'm watching and checking as you're giving me the info too, so I appreciate it. We got a second game in, guys. We already got 63 likes, 153 live. We gonna smash some records today, guys. Smash them. But I was leaning first 5 Yankees, minus 130 on the run line. But then you get to listen to the old Miggity Mac. And these guys, he be looking at their minors league shit way more than I do. And I respect him and listen to him when he says minor leagues. I'm going to go over first 5 now, guys. I thought Kikuchi was going to get hit. I was going to back Gil, and hearing that from Connor makes me just want to go over first 5. So, yeah, I will be on that. And yesterday I was on Seattle plus 1.5, Connor. Still cash, baby. I needed all 1.5. But yeah, we both were on that game the right way.
Yeah, I know you had it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what's going on with our audio, or is everything all right? Let us know here in the chat.
It's hard saying we're lagging. Let us know if it's bad. But I can tell you, just all we can go off is the way we sound, and I sound good.
I mean, we sound all right now.
Everybody good? How's it going? I mean, we've never had this before. We're tied to minus 170 here. Home favorites 8 the total in this one. It's our guy, Taijuan Walker, who we're not liking as much here, second half of the season compared to the first half. More of a up and down, rocky second half of the year for him. See if he can kind of get things together here as they take on the Phillies. This has just been a weird series. The Mets are god awful right now. Can't back the Mets. No way. Can I do that? Now I know they're getting a big price here. It's tantalizing. I get that. But again, with Taijuan Walker, it's been a grind for him. You go back to the middle of July, pretty much since the All-Star break, 6, 6, 5, and 4 runs allowed, a grand total of 21 runs conceded by Taijuan Walker over just 15 innings or so during that span. That's not good whatsoever. And the Mets aren't hitting. That's not good for him or this team either. Now he has faced the Phillies 3 times this year. 2 of them were good starts, and the Mets won all 3 games. But he was in a much different place at that time in terms of his confidence and his performance level, which was April, May, and June. That's when Taijuan was pitching really well. Not the case now. Zach Wheeler for the Phillies, 4 runs, 8 hits, 7.1 innings. He actually pitched really well. A lot of the runs he gave up were later in that start, but he pitched quite well. He ran out of gas in the 7th and 8th inning, but before that, 1 run, 7 hits against Atlanta, pitched well in that game. His home ERA is very good, 2.22. The Phillies have now, as you look at it, taken it to the Mets the first 2 games in this series, and as the Mets are slumping 2-8 in their last 10 games, well, the Phillies are just red hot. 7 straight wins for Philadelphia coming into this game, including a 4-game sweep of the Nats and taking the first 2 games of this series. So this is just hot versus cold. And when I see a hot team versus a cold team, it's tough for me to get behind the cold team, even at a price like this and with a struggling pitcher on the mound. So it's Philly or pass for me. Maybe a Philly team total over. I think I might get there with that. I know Stimmy in the chat mentioned that. That's probably the way I would look at it. Philly's team total, if anything, was the bet I'd make in this game. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Mets, Phillies.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at here with Walker. I mean, this guy just he's got a rough go right now. Nothing can go right. He's got problems. 4, 5, 6, 5. There's the last 4 starts. He's gone about 4 innings. He's got problems, so I don't want him. The Mets, I leaned their way yesterday. I'm glad it's just the game I'm going to stay off. I'm kind of on this one. I don't trust these bats, but man, there's a under. Sharpie are all over it. The first 5 under here. Here I can't trust Walker. I lean that way, but it's a 4. So I kind of lean over the full game 8. But I like your Phillies team total look a little bit as well, over 4.5 at -105. There's some pretty good numbers throughout both these teams against these pitchers. So maybe a sneaky over the full game, over 8.
Yeah, the Mets are now desperate. Well, the Mets have survived a lot with the starting rotation. They've had issues all year. DeGrom's been out for a while now. They haven't had Syndergaard all year. Carrasco just came back, and they hadn't had him for the first half of the year. But they're crying out now for DeGrom and Syndergaard to get back. And I think they're going to need them if they're going to win this division. It's starting to look that way because the offense now has the capability of being so much better than this, with the guys they've got on it. Especially now that they have Baez as well. I mean, Baez, and you throw in
he's horrible lately, though.
He is bad lately. And of
5
course,
Ks the other day.
And they've got enough bats. What the hell's happened to Michael Conforto this year? Holy shit. What a terrible season for him as well. I mean, it's disappointing up and down for this Mets lineup. They're capable of so much better than this, but they don't show you that. Sharpie, what do you think here? Mets, Phils.
I was a little worried, actually. I bet the Phillies money line -164 last night, and I've seen nothing but money come the other way. It's now down to -154. But then you hit it right on the freaking head, Ian. He's 3-0 versus these Mets, and that's what people are looking at. People see what he's done in the past this year, and that's what they're betting. I'm taking the better bats, the better bullpen, the better pitcher, hands down. They're the better team right now. I took them at the All-Star break, plus 5,000. I mean, it was a shot, but I thought they were the better team. So I think the Phillies make the playoffs. I think Atlanta makes the playoffs. I don't think the Mets do, guys. There's 3 teams in that division. 2 are heading the right way. 1 is heading the wrong way. August is the time where you make or break it, and the Mets are breaking right now, guys. So I'm on the Phillies in this game, full game money line.
All right, full game money line, which is down from that opener. Yeah, around minus 155 now, pretty much across the board. Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, finale of this series. Garrett Richards, Hyunjin Ryu for the Blue Jays. We've got Toronto here, minus 200, home favorites, 9 the total in this game. The way that I would approach this is probably, I don't know if the Jays win the game. And I'll say I don't know why the Jays win the game, because when you finally snap a skid like Boston did, sometimes it can get you going again, and maybe that happens today. I still think, though, this is a mismatch pitching wise. So I think the Jays in the first half, which is around minus 145. Again, you got to lay a little juice, but minus 145. Toronto first 5 innings, minus a half a run. I do like that because I just don't trust Richards. I just don't, especially in this ballpark. He's got a 7 ERA in his last 3 starts. Toronto has now seen him a bunch. This is now going to be the 5th time. Think about that. The 5th time this season for the Blue Jays against Garrett Richards. And they've gotten 4 runs against him in 3 of the 4 games this year. And the grand total of 14 runs in 19 innings or so, almost 20. 14 runs in almost 20 innings for the Blue Jays against Garrett Richards this season. So they've done damage. They're off the loss yesterday. I think they start fast. And for Ryu, he's facing the Red Sox only for the 4th time. So 5th time for the Jays against Richards, 4th time for the Red Sox against Ryu. And look, Ryu, dominant in the last 2. 7 innings of shutout ball, May 18th against the Red Sox. 6 innings of shutout ball, 2 hits against the Red Sox just a couple of weeks ago. And the Jays won those games 21-1 combined score on the scoreboard. I don't know if he's going to be that dominant again. It is a Red Sox lineup that's faced him a couple weeks ago. I think they'll be a little bit better against him this time, but he's still got an edge right now, current form-wise, over Richards. And like I say, the Jays bullpen's got some question marks. Just put a couple guys on the injured list. We know they used the bullpen a little bit in that extra inning game last night, and it was a doubleheader yesterday, so that worries me a little bit. So this to me is just get in and get out. Jays first 5, minus a half a run. I think that's a bet that they can carry the lead after, the 5th inning, and then you can put it away, and you don't have to worry about them hanging on, in the 6th inning and beyond with what could be a depleted bullpen today. So Blue Jays first 5 for me, and I'll lay the juice a little bit more than I normally like to, but minus 145, first 5 innings, laying the half a run on Toronto here for me. Conor Mac, what do you think? Red Sox Jays.
Man, I see Richards on the mound. The Jays scored 2 runs in 14 innings. I looked at their team total over 5.5. I don't mind the first 5. It's a little, it's juiced. I mean, Ryu's minus 200. Maybe even the full game over 9. Ryu pitched good, 6 innings, July 29th. They just saw him. But some of these Red Sox can hit him, I think, a little bit. I lean the game over. I think it's dropped because of the low scoring yesterday. Over the 9, full game. Yeah, I just don't love the Jays as the home team run line. That's minus 110. The over 5.5 team totals plus 110. If they could get 4 off him, 4 or 5, they just need maybe 1 off the pen. I lean the team total over with the Jays. I think they swing it today. They got unreal numbers. You can look it up. Guerrero's 7 for 12. Hernandez is 6 for 12. I mean, they rip Richards, this whole lineup.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And it's a huge game. If the Red Sox win today, they go back up to 5 games ahead of Toronto. If the Blue Jays win, they are 3 games
Jays
behind
need
Boston.
it.
This is huge. The difference at this stage of the year, 3 games back of Boston and 5 with this game today, it's big. So this is a big one for sure. Sharpie, what do you think here? Boston, Toronto.
Man, I think it's early out here in California, and we almost to 100 likes, so it looks like I might be sleeping early today, guys. But this game right here, like you said, 4 games, 3 out of 4, he's given up 4 runs. I'm on the Blue Jays first 5 team total, 3.5 at plus money. And then I'm on the over 5 first 5 too. I don't think Rue's going to be exactly like great. I think he gives up 1-2 himself. But I mean, I think we could have 6 easy, and it could be straight from Richards, to be honest with you. But I am worried about Martinez not being in the lineup. Yesterday, they only scored a total of 3 runs or something like that in 2 games. I love the fact that Toronto didn't score yesterday for their team total today. That is a play on to me. When they don't score, that's like, yay, I didn't freaking bet them. Let's go today and smash them. That's how the Astros were to me until this last week. They just they just stopped scoring, period. So Toronto is like the Dodgers in my eyes, and Maxwell Smart put me onto that. Like the days they score 0-1, you run them the next day, guys. You play them the next day, especially versus a guy like Garrett Richards. It's a get right spot for these Blue Jays bats.
Yeah, it feels that way. There's no question. And it's not just Martinez. It looks like Verdugo is out of the lineup here for them today as well. So there's a couple key bats down as well
Bichette
for Boston.
For the Jays?
No Bichette for the Jays, though. So that's a big absence for them. They've got Springer, Guerrero, Simeon, Hernandez, Dickerson, Gurriel Jr., Valera. Valera's believe it or not, Breivik Valera is the guy that got their one run last night in the game. And he's the number 7 hitter today. Santiago Espinal, who's a really good defensive player and getting better with the bat, and Reese McGuire. So that's the Jays lineup today. For the Red Sox, not a confirmed lineup yet, but it looks like Kike, Devers, Bogarts, Renfroe, Vasquez, Plawecki, Franchi Cordero, Marwin Gonzalez, and Bobby the strikeout machine Dahlbeck for the Boston Red Sox. That guy just is strikeout or home run, and it's been lots of strikeouts lately, no home runs. That's been him lately for the Red Sox. So that's the lineups it looks like for that game. Here we go, Detroit and Cleveland. We've got Zach Plesac on the mound for Cleveland. Fast Willie Peralta here for the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland minus 150, home favorites, 9.5 the total in this game here. Detroit got it done yesterday. First 5 full game split. I like Detroit first 5 and full game splitting. I mean, I'm betting this team way too much. But I'm still winning more than I'm losing with them. And I go back to what I said yesterday. Plesac just got roughed up, albeit by the Jays. No shame in that. But very, very up and down lately, Plesac. And Willie Peralta's been consistent, believe it or not. He had a couple of games where he started to go backward a bit, but he's hung in there. He's going to give you, a few good innings. He's been able to do that. And right now, Detroit's lineup has been better. Their offensive numbers are better than Cleveland's since the All-Star break. Their overall record is better than Cleveland's since the All-Star break. I talked about that the last 2 days. So this is just a price play. This is just a plus price play on a team that's been in better form since the All-Star break, team that's trending upward, playing hard every day like the Tigers. And Cleveland's just too erratic for me right now, especially offensively. So to me, this is Detroit again for first 5 full game. I've been going to this well a bunch, and I'm going back again. Thank you, by the way, Francis. We love hearing that. Francis Larichelière, I believe that's how you say it. Francis Larichelière. There we go. As I try to get my French accent, it sounds like it's a French name. New viewer, great show, guys. He says, thank you. That's the comments I love. I love everybody that's here every day saying great show and all that. But when we see stuff like that, new viewer, first time listener, or whatever, and these are the people saying great show. That's what makes it special, because we're growing things, we're building something here at Pub Sports Radio. So 236 live viewers, we appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoy what you're seeing. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Detroit, Cleveland.
I've been with you. The over bit me yesterday, but I had the Tigers first 5. Plesac hasn't looked great to me. This is a guy that doesn't strike anybody out. I mean, he had 0 Ks against the Jays, 6 earned runs in 5 innings, but he's been good for at least 2 to 3. So I'm with you. I lean the Tigers first 5 here. Peralta, I don't know. I think he's given a good 4 innings, but I think the old Peralta's coming in to play. Can the Indians hit though in this one? I thought they would yesterday. Maybe the runs come today a little bit. So I lean over the full game in this one. But yeah, it's a price play for me as well. I got to take the plus 140 first 5 of the Tigers.
It's a price play for a lot of people because Cleveland was minus 180 when this opened. They're down to minus 150 right now. So there's a lot of people saying, how can Cleveland be minus 180 over this team right now? I think a lot of people are in that same camp as us here.
They're about the same today, these two teams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get out of here, Cheshire Cat, with that new viewer. Love you're not a new viewer. You're here every day, but thank you anyway. Sharpie, what do you think? Detroit and Cleveland.
Hey, we love the old viewers too, bro. You all are the same.
Yes.
New ones, old ones, Hit the subscribe, hit the like, all that good stuff, bro. Smash it like I smash BBWs. We're on which game? My bad. I started rambling. Oh, please.
Tigers,
actually.
Indians. They're still the
Okay.
Indians. So
Yeah.
they're the Guardians.
They're the Guardians of the World Series drought, my son said. And I was like, I laughed. I'm like, yep, they ain't won no World Series in like 60 years. All right. I lean the over first 5 guys right here. And like you guys said, it's just Plesac should not be at this price, but I can't back Peralta, guys. I backed him up until the last few weeks ago. Once he ran into that wall, I was like, okay, I'm not coming back here, guys. He walks too many people for my liking, but Cleveland doesn't walk, guys. So that might be a big favor towards Peralta, guys. They're walking at like a 6% clip. So league average is 8. So if you're not going to walk versus a guy who doesn't throw strikes, that's bad news for Cleveland. So I'm off this game, but lean Detroit.
All right, next up, we've got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. This has been a great series for me. It's just you bet Reds team total over, you bet full game over every game, and you're doing well. And that's what we're seeing in this series.
Wish it was all that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed that. And the Pirates bullpen, we talked about it. They just pour gasoline on the fire these days in the late innings. Cincinnati right now, minus 250. Home favorites here, total 10.5. I'm back on it again here over the total. I mean, this Pittsburgh bullpen, not only have they been worked a shit ton lately of innings, but they're just bad. They're flat out awful right now. The Reds piled on a bunch of runs late again in the 8th inning last night against that bullpen. They had already cashed their team total over, but I was still waiting on the full game over, and it got there because of that late outburst from the Reds against a overworked, very much struggling Pirates bullpen. And now you got Bryce Wilson on the mound here today, and I don't like him very much. Bryce Wilson, he's done better in his last couple starts. I'll give him that. He's just allowed 1 run in 8 innings over those 2 starts. Doesn't pitch deep, though. That's the problem. He could pitch deep well, but he's only going to go 4 innings, 5 at the absolute most. And I think 5 is generous. I think he's probably only going to go 4 innings more than anything. So I don't even trust him to pitch well in this ballpark because I think this ballpark's a bad fit. He's a pitch-to-contact guy. He's going to give up hard contact. You give up if you're a pitch-to-contact guy and you give up hard contact, that's bad at Great American. And I think that's bad for Bryce Wilson here today. And he's only going to go 4 innings even if he does pitch better like he has the last 2. And that means you're going to see 5 innings of Pittsburgh bullpen that is absolutely deplorable right now, and a chance for the Reds to once again tack on the runs. Question is going to be, what do you get from Tyler Mahle, and what can the Pirates lineup do against him? That's going to be the question. I think when I look at Mahle recently and what he's done, I think the Pirates could be able to at least get a few against him. Maybe that's wishful thinking, and he did face the Pirates earlier this year, although it was in Pittsburgh, not here, and he gave up 1 run, 4 hits, 5.1 innings, pitched well against the Pirates, no question. But Tyler Mahle's kind of struggled here in his home park, 6.18 home ERA coming into this start today. In his last start against Minnesota, was here in this ballpark, Great American. He gave up 4 runs, 6 hits in 5 innings, really struggled against a pretty weak team. I don't know if Pittsburgh is much better or any better than Minnesota, but they're comparable. So I think the Pirates get a couple, 2, 3, 4 runs. Reds get the rest. Reds pile on late against the bullpen. So I'm back on the same bets here. Reds team total over the number and the full game 10.5 over as well. And that Reds total, by the way, Reds team total 5.5 with juice at Bet Online and a couple other places, but some others have moved it to 6.5. So they're really pushing that number up. And I don't know if they pushed it up enough. 6.5, I might pump the brakes. But if you can find it at one of the books that have 5.5, I would still bet it. Connor, what do you think here, Pirates Reds?
Yeah, I love the Reds yesterday. I think we all did. They waxed them. Man, the number's getting big here with Mahle. And one thing with him at home, he's mailing it in. On the road, his ERA is a lot better than at home. I go to a guy, Mahle. The Pirates could get some runs here. Yeah. Wilson, I don't trust him. He's pitched well the last few. When I see that, he's gone, and he's just going to go 4 or 5, like you mentioned. I think he'll finally get hit because he's a guy that, after, I don't think he pitches 3 or 4 starts in a row. This guy's a reliever that's kind of fringe starter. So, man, the number's just huge for the Reds. It's a pass for me. I lean the whole game over, but I love 10. I love 10 in the hook. So I just lean over in this one. That's too juicy for me. The 5.5, they probably get there, but I don't want it at minus 140 or 50.
Looks like most of their lineups intact today, Cincy. Jonathan India, Jesse Winker, Nick Castellanos, the Greek Stallion, Joey Votto, Tyler Stevenson, Kyle Farmer, Eugenio Suarez. They've got Shogo Akiyama and Mealy. That's their lineup today. So there you go. That's most of their key bats are in there today for the Reds and White. They should be in there trying to track down this Padres team for that second wild card. Every game is huge for them. So they can't be resting guys. They need wins right now. What do you think here, Sharpie? Pirates and Reds.
I think I don't
Massive
know what
rip.
happened. I just met Jesus. I saw him. I went there. I saw the light, and he said, "Get the hell out! You don't belong here." And I said, "All right, bye-bye."
We always seem to just turn it to you for one of the games right after a big hit, and it's a marvelous moment.
Yeah, it's the fact that I can still speak is the thing. It's crazy. All right, Wilson versus Malley. I'm all with you guys. It's Cincinnati or nothing here. I'm not on it myself. I lean the full game over. We have two bad bullpens. We have the Reds who are smashing, and Malley, since Spider Tack, has only had one game where he's given up one run or less. So let's just count him for two right there minimum before we get to that bullpen. So I like the full game over. That's where I'm at on that game.
All right, very good. Full game over for Sharpie as well. And you know what's funny is that he's given up one run in each of his last two starts, Wilson, which is like one run actually in his last 8 innings over the last two starts combined. And his ERA is, in spite of those two really good outings in a row, he's still got a 5.3 ERA. It tells you how bad it's been for him. Like, you think the ERA drops to 4 at least, or 3 even. Nope, not with this guy. It's still 5.3, which is not good. So that's why I don't buy into him being long-term. Wow, he's going to mow people down the rest of the season. No, I'm pumping the brakes on that. Patrick Corbin and Max Fried on the mound here next up. Washington, Atlanta. Atlanta, minus 220 home favorites, 8.5 the total. Shaded to the under. Well, we finally had the over streak. Unfortunately for me, liking the over in this game yesterday, snapped for Washington. Freddie Freeman, by the way, went out early in that game, contusion injury. So, and he's already ruled out of the lineup today. So it's going to be Albies, Soler, Swanson, Dinners, Austin Riley, Adam Duvall, Harry Adrianza, Jock Peterson, Kevin Smith, Max Fried is your lineup today for Atlanta. Kind of a weaker lineup. I mean, Riley's been good, Duvall, Soler, and Albies, but after that gets a little light other than Jock Peterson at the bottom. We'll see who's in the lineup for Washington, but you got Corbin on the mound for them, and he's had a season that's been one for the books in terms of just bipolar type of season for Corbin. Good at times and just absolutely brutal at other. Now 6 runs, 5 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs. He's given up 19 runs in his last 22 innings of work. So not pretty for Patrick Corbin. Faced the Braves earlier this year, gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, 5.1 innings back on June 3rd. On the other side, you've got Max Fried for the Atlanta Braves coming off a very good start. And I took Max Fried and the Braves in that game, 6-1 over St. Louis, 4-hit shutout ball, 6 innings. How does he fare here against the Nationals is the question. I don't know. I worry about him here. The Nationals have a good track record, believe it or not, against Fried. 2 of his 3 starts against Washington this year, they've hit 5 runs against him. 5 runs in 2 innings. The first start, he was better in the second start when he was just off the injured list and he was back in form. But then he faced them June 1st and he struggled against them all over again. 5 runs, 6 hits, 3.2 innings. And don't forget, this is a Nationals team that we've talked about this year, last couple of years, more proficient against lefties. Last night they didn't hit, but 271 against lefties, 7.66 runs per game in their last 10 against lefties. Overall this year, 267, batting average 20 points higher against lefties, runs per game over a run more scored per game against lefties. So I'm back to the over one more time, which is one more time. I mean, it finally lost last night. It's 8.5 again. It's a reasonable number. I think they hit Corbin, even without Freeman. And I think on the flip side, the lefty production is good for this Washington lineup. Fried has struggled against them. Total's reasonable, 8.5. So, and remember, even after last night's first under for Washington in a bunch of games, Washington is still 7-1 to the over in their last 8 games. And as we've mentioned, Atlanta still plays to the over more often than not at home, 31-21 to the over here at home at Truist Field this season. So for me, over 8.5. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Washington, Atlanta.
Yeah, yesterday I stayed off. I think I'm going to be back on this one here because our guy Corbin's on the mound. Every start, minimum 3 here. And with that Nats bullpen, I kind of circled in on the Braves team total. It's a little juicy, over 4.5, -130. The Nats do have good success off Fried. It's not the same lineup. So I'm kind of with you on the full game over 8.5 there, a little bit at -105. But I think the Braves definitely get theirs. So I'm on the team total over 4.5 here.
All right. There we go. Team total over 4.5 Atlanta. Sharpie, what do you like here? Nats, Braves.
Man, I wrote down that I had a few leans, and this is the game of the day, man. The betting wise, looking at it, like, what Fried do we get? Do we get lights out Fried, or do we get Fried that runs into Washington?
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's why the full game I kind of like, but I'd rather isolate. I think Corbin, they get some off him in that pinch.
You're asking that question. Fried was rolling off the injured list the last time he faced Washington, going into the last time he faced Washington, and then they lit him up. So I think it's
June
Washington. 1st. That's what I'm thinking today. Yep.
I think I've got Fried figured out too, guys. When he runs into teams that are very patient at the plate and do not strike out, like the Washington Nationals, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, they've hit him, guys. Pittsburgh last time out smacked the crap out of him, guys, and he was a -200 type favorite. I'm on the over 4.5 here, guys. I don't think Fried should be this big of a favorite, but then again, I can understand it because there's games he can go out there and go 7-1. Corbin ain't doing that, guys. Corbin's going out there to get hit. Like they said, he's given up 3 minimum going into that bullpen. Atlanta's bullpen did give it up, but they have the way better bullpen right now, guys, hands down.
Yeah.
So I like Atlanta run line. I like Atlanta money line, pretty much Atlanta, whatever you want to do, and the over. I'll be on the over either first 5 or full game. After the show, I'll figure out what bet I'm going to have to make on it, but I'm on the over.
Yeah, it probably feels like a bounce back spot, too, for Atlanta because they gave it up in the 9th inning last night against Washington 3-2. They fell short against the Nats. So Atlanta probably bounces back. Again, no Freeman, but look, you still got Albies, you got Soler, you've got Swanson's, you've got the Swanson dinners, as I call them, Duvall. You got enough bats in there for sure for Atlanta still that have been pretty productive of late. Giants and Brewers. I was on the Giants plus 175. What a wild ride that was. Oh, my gosh. I mean, they tie it up in the 9th. They take the lead in the 10th by 3. And I'm thinking, all right, we're going to put this thing away. The Brewers get 3 in the bottom of the 10th and tie the game. And then the Giants get, I think, 4 it was in the top of the 11th. I'm feeling good again. And they finally put it away last night. Wild one in Milwaukee. Giants victorious. Today they're sending Johnny Cueto to the mound. Brett Anderson, the lefty for Milwaukee. The Brewers here minus looks like 110. Actually, pretty much even money now. Minus 110, both sides. 9.5 the total in this game. I'm probably going to pass this game. Don't have a strong feel for it. Don't really love backing either of these pitchers. Although Brett Anderson, I'll give him credit. He has been good the last 3 starts. I keep thinking, though, at some point it's going to turn for him a little bit. But right now he's been very good. I mean, you look at since July 7th, 0 in 4 innings against the Mets, 2 runs, 5 innings against KC, 3-hit shutout ball against Pittsburgh, 1 run, 3 hits, 5.2 innings against Atlanta in his last start. He's been good. Let's give him credit. 3 of the last 4 starts of his Milwaukee has won. So you like that. The Giants are pretty decent against lefties, so we'll see how they fare here. But Brett Anderson's in form right now, so I'll give him that. And Johnny Cueto, in terms of his form, not so much. Last outing, 3 runs, 6 hits, 5 innings against Arizona. Before that, he pitched good against the Dodgers, but before that, labored against Pittsburgh, a weak lineup, 3 runs, 5 innings. Johnny Cueto's just not someone I fully can get on board with. 4.91 ERA on the road this year. It feels like this sets up better for Milwaukee today, yet the money's come in on San Francisco, and the San Francisco team's just got some kind of guts. They really do. And they showed it last night. They were down 1-0 that whole freaking game. and they somehow willed themselves to a victory. And this is just a game I'd rather stay off. I mean, I think on paper it sets up for Milwaukee, and Anderson's the better form pitcher right now, but I just get the weird feeling that Brett Anderson at some point has that go back to up and down Brett Anderson again. So I'm off the game, bottom line. Conor Mac, what do you think here? San Francisco, Milwaukee.
Yeah, a couple old veterans here. This one's got me up and down. I just worry about one of these guys giving it up. But Anderson, you talked about, has been really, really good. Even Cueto, I mean, he gave up 2 in Arizona, but none against the Dodgers. I kind of lean the first 5 under 5. It's minus 105 here. I wish I had 5.5, but I lean that way a little bit. I kind of looked at the Giants team total at 4.5. It's a game. It's a pass for me, but I might be betting this first 5 under. I just got to get there.
All right, maybe a first 5 under. Sharpie, what do you think? Giants Brew Crew.
Hey, shout out to the chat. 293 live.
Really
we got 114 likes. Let's get to that 150 so I could get to my 4th face surgery. But I love this spot here, guys. Like, love this spot. If I wasn't on a K prop, I'll tell you this would probably be my best bet today. But I like Milwaukee first 5, guys. Hands down. This should be 3-1, 4-1. I don't know about that under because Cueto's going to get smacked, guys. The few numbers these guys do have off of him, Eduardo Escobar played in Arizona, dude. Smacked the crap out of Cueto. Yelich smacked the crap out of Cueto. I mean, it's only 9-10 at bats, guys, but these guys have great numbers. Cueto ain't tricking nobody at this age. And do I like Anderson? No. But what Ian said, he read off a bunch of good numbers versus teams with bad stats versus lefties. And since the All-Star break, the Giants are 24th OPS versus lefties, guys. They're not a team that's smashing them, guys. And Milwaukee does have COVID issues with their bullpen. That's why I'm on the first 5, minus 110, straight up money line. And I think it's an easy casher today, guys. I think Anderson goes out, gives up 2 at worst, and Cueto gives up 3 to 4. It's Cueto. So Milwaukee first 5.
I think Milwaukee, and again, we've hit on this every day with Milwaukee lately. The COVID issues in the bullpen are big, are significant. They are really depleted. You think for a second that in the 11th inning of that game last night, in a tie game, that they're putting in Sal freaking Romano in the game at that time, unless they have significant COVID issues and bullpen issues and it's shorthanded as fuck? You think he's getting the nod in the 11th inning of a tie ball game right there? No, of course not. The guy is terrible. He has a 5 ERA this year. He's never been a good pitcher, going back to when he was with the Reds. But they have no options. Craig Counsell's run out of arms in that bullpen. That's why he was in there last night. Thankfully for me, because I was on the Giants and he gave up 4 runs in the 11th inning. But that's where we're at with Milwaukee's bullpen. It's in a really bad way right now. So I think if you like Milwaukee, it's tough not to like them. You got to like them first 5. Full game, you're going to be holding your breath because this bullpen is really shorthanded and without a bunch of key arms right now. All right, next up, we got Minnesota, Houston. Houston minus 200 home favorites, 8 the total. Maeda and McCullers, that was a guts start shown to me by McCullers. He's had a terrific season, but there's a part of me going into the Dodgers game that he started in his last game that said, is he ready to win a big game against a really good team and shut them down? He sure did. Wow, I was impressed by McCullers that day. I'm not going against him. No way, no how. Maeda, been a little bit better lately, but I'm not going against McCullers in this form right now. I'm not betting Houston either. Easy pass for me, but yeah, if you have to bet it, I'm just not stepping in front of McCullers right now. He's been the real deal. That was a big that's a man up start by him. He manned up against the Dodgers. Raucous environment, very, very, very tough environment because the Dodgers crowd was just ruthless when it came to the Astros in that series for obvious reasons. And he's been great, and he stepped up to the plate and said, you know what, and silenced them. Great job by him there. He's been great. I'm not going against him. Astros are passed for me. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Twins Astros.
Me too. It's Astros or pass. They just, until they start hitting, I want nothing kind of to do with the Astros here. So it was a pass for me. Maeda gave up 5 runs in Cincinnati, his last start. Before that, he was pitching well. And you talked about McCullers had that good start at Dodger Stadium. You just got to lay the price here with the Astros. I think the team total's 4.5. It's dropped. I don't know. I lean that way with the Astros, but until they start hitting, I'm just kind of staying away. So it's a pass for me as well.
Yeah, it's weird how they do this, the Astros. They go through these little, 3-4 game swatches, it seems, where all of a sudden, for a very good lineup on paper, they just go cold. And they're in one of those spells right now. Sharpie, what do you think here?
I'm against you guys right here, guys. I took Minnesota first 5 plus 152. I think this is a letdown spot for McCullers. McCullers and the Astros, they feed off of that energy. Look how they've been playing lately, like lackadaisical, guys. 3 runs yesterday total off of Pineda in them. Like, God, dude, like these guys have not been, they play up to the teams they're playing. They get up for the Yankees fans. They get up for the Dodgers fans. I was on McCullers that time. I was on him first 5 full game and K-prop. And I cashed all 3 versus the Dodgers. They feed off of stuff like that. Kenta Maeda, and it just came off of getting bombed on from the Reds. I get that. I think he does good. No one's seen him more than like 2 at bats. And the one who's seen him 7 is real bad numbers. So it's like no numbers versus Kenta. He should get through the lineup at least the first 3 innings, minimal. So maybe the 4, I don't like the under 4. If it was 4.5, I'd like it, but not at 4. I could see a 2-2, 3-2 ball game. I'm just don't think Kenta and the Twins at the numbers, they actually have the better bats than the Houston versus right-handed pitching since the All-Star break. And you're giving me plus 152. I had to take it just by a value play.
There is an element of me that thought of that. What you just said about a letdown for McCullers. It was such a big game and a great start, and a huge series because of the history with those 2 teams. And we'll see, does he fall flat a little bit here? We'll see. This will be the game that proves if he struggles today and gets hit around a little bit, this will be the game that proves pitchers can have flat spots. And there are such things as flat spots for starting pitchers in baseball. So this, in theory, could be one, but we'll see. Or does that McCullers form, which has been really strong all year, continue? We'll have to wait and see. Kansas City, St. Louis, Chris Bubich, John Lester. We've got St. Louis -1. It looks like, let's see, -140. Total 9.5, 10. Bubich is just so disappointing to me. 4.57 ERA to me. He should be a whole hell of a lot better than he's been for this Royals team. He's got talent. They're very high on him, but he's just been erratic most of the year. Been better lately, though. 1 run against Detroit, 2 runs against the White Sox, 3 runs against the White Sox. So that's the good news. He is turning it around right now for this Kansas City team. On the flip side, you've got the Cardinals, who are actually have won the first 2 games of this series against the Kansas City Royals. So give them credit for it. They beat the Royals 4-2 and 5-2 Friday and Saturday. I think the Royals avoid the sweep today because you know what I'm going to do here in this game. It's our guy. It's one of our favorites right now, John Lester on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he is just straight go against material for me right now, plain as day. Just like earlier this week against Atlanta, he got roughed up. We were laughing at him after just the first inning. I was anyway. I'm like, just wow, 5 runs in the first inning. Great start against Atlanta for. I mean, Lester's been brutal. I'm shocked that they picked him up. I'm shocked he's starting, but I guess St. Louis has run out of options here. This is a double up for me. This is Kansas City team total over 4.5 for me at a plus 100 even money. This is also Kansas City first 5 and full game split for me in this game, which you can get around plus 125 for the full game. You can get first 5 around even money plus 105. There's still a plus price with the Royals in the first 5 as well. And I'm also going to go full game over 9.5 as well, but I don't like that one quite as much. A little bit more on the Royals team total over 4.5 and the Kansas City first 5 full game split. This is just a no-brainer to me because I think it's just until he proves something of quality, John Lester is just go against every opportunity right now. Conor Mac, what do you think? Royals, Cardinals?
Man, these are some tough guys here to bet on. Bubich has been better. I know his booby. You don't love him, Sharpie. He's got the booby in the name, fade him. But the kid's pitching better lately. I mean, he was a 5 or 6 run guaranteed early on. But a couple of those starts were against the White Sox and the Tigers. We'll see. Interleague game. I lean the Royals here at a plus price as well, first 5. I also looked at the team total. I don't love them with a 4.5, but it's Lester. This guy's just gotten – I don't know how he put him around minus 140 in this game. This is a Royals or pass for me. You can look at either way, team total, first 5, full game, and that's it here.
Yeah, and the reason why I added the 9.5 over to the wind. Wind is blowing very, very, very windy and out to left field at Busch Stadium today. So keep that in mind as well in this one. It looks like Yadi Molina is the key bat out for the Cardinals. Looks like everyone else is accounted for St. Louis, but in the lineup. And Kansas City's got most of their bats. Merrifield's, you've got Carlos Santana, Dozier's in the lineup. So that's what we're looking at here. Nicky Lopez has been one of their better. Sal Perez is in the lineup. So Nicky Lopez has been one of their better hitters. Moved up to second. About damn time. What took so long for Matheny? To move him up in the lineup. Nicky Lopez has been hitting for the better part of the last month or two, and he was down in the 8-9 spot for all this time. Finally, he's up in the batting order where he should be. Sharpie, what do you think here? Royals and Cardinals.
A shout out to Maxwell Smart, but Nicky Lopez for this right here. He's told me about him. He doesn't hit when he's in the top of the lineup. He like something about him. He's a bottom of the lineup type of guy. He's comfortable down there. He doesn't panic. He's not told to do something. He's not told to get on base. When you're in the 2-hole, guys, you're expected to freaking hit. And people crumble under pressure sometimes. And I know Max likes to play him when he's in the bottom of the lineup, not in the top. So just something to think of right there. And shout out to the chat. We are almost at our record-breaking 332 and are almost at the record-breaking likes, guys. So smash that like. Yep. We're almost 15 more likes away from my 4th surgery. So we're getting there. I like the over here, but I think we can get a 7.5 live, guys. I think we can get 1 or 2 innings of 0-0 ball, guys. They haven't seen much of each other, and I mean, I think and Bubik's been decent. My thing with St. Louis is they've been seeing a lot more lefties the last week and a half, 2 weeks than they've seen over the month. So if you're a good lefty, you can hold your own and give up 1. If you're a mediocre lefty, you're giving up 3 runs, guys. It's just how they've been doing it. Smiley, and I forgot the last mediocre lefty they went up against. They had another 3 runs, but they hit mediocre lefties, guys. And I don't look at Bubik as an ace, but I don't look at him as straight mediocre. So I see at least 2 runs from there, but I think he can go through the first time through the inning going 0. It's Lester that we got to worry about. But I don't think we need to worry too much the first time. Kansas City right now is only walking at a 6% clip, guys. They're almost like bottom of the barrel since the All-Star break of walking. Like Lester's K-prop is 2.5 at DraftKings. I don't have DraftKings, but it's minus 140. I think that's stupid. He's going 4 or 5 innings, whether he gets hit or not. St. Louis has to pitch him 4 or 5 innings. They both have really bad bullpens, which another reason towards the over. But that's why he's got to go 4 or 5 innings. They can't go into their crappy bullpen. They're already beat up and worn out. They went and got all these old pitchers to eat up innings, guys. And the Cardinals, they don't care. Like with Wainwright, they'll let you give up a 4 spot and throw you right back out there, dude, because they know the odds of you doing that again is probably slim to none. You're gonna get hit every once in a while being an old guy. So I like the over. I think I'm gonna try to get sneaky with it and hit it live.
All right, very good.
Yeah, good old Angel Hernandez buying the dish today. So
ooh, strikeouts galore.
Yep,
yeah, that's always the tricky part. Yeah, that guy's strike zone's as big as an ocean sometimes. So
huge.
Wide.
He's one of the lows, yeah. So watch the over. Yeah, the K's might be good. Yep.
Yeah, and if Lester gets those junk pitches of his that just nibble the corner called for strikes, yeah, maybe that'll help him out. That's probably the only thing that will help him out at this point. Miami and Colorado. We have no starting pitcher for Miami. It was supposed to be Trevor Rogers, but the issue is Trevor Rogers is on the family emergency list, away tending to a family emergency. So, and they didn't know. They thought he'd be back for today. He may not be. So they've scratched him for now. No starting pitcher announced for Miami. Kyle Freeland for Colorado. The price was initially Colorado minus 170. They've taken the line down, total 10.5. I think for me, Freeland's been good. I'll just handicap this game on this show from a Freeland perspective. He's been very good, really, since the middle of June. He made some adjustments, and it's been for the better. He's given Colorado a chance to win every start. He's pitched well both home and away. We know the Marlins are scuffling, and we know the Rockies are just terrific at home. So this would probably be another spot, just like the previous games in this series, really all week for that matter, because I went back to the Cubs series. I did the same thing. Colorado first 5 -0.5 a run is probably the way I would bet this, just like I've been doing it all week. But we'll see who's starting for Miami, but that's the lean, without a doubt, is Colorado first 5 -0.5. What do you think here, Connor? Marlins, Rockies.
Yeah, I'll wait for the starter. I'm with you. I lean Rockies, though. I had them again yesterday. This team loves playing at home, and they get the job done. So I'll wait for the line, but I lean that way again.
All right, there we go. Sharpie, what do you think here? Marlins, Rockies.
Man, like you said, it's Freeland and go with it, guys. Like Miami is bottom 30th against lefties in the league, guys. Look at what Gomber did last night. Yes, Gomber's better than Freeland, but not too much better, guys. It's Rockies first 5 -0.5 full game. Doesn't really matter at this point. Miami's packing it in. Colorado's at home. Miami is walking at a 6.7% and striking out at a 29% clip. Freeland's K-props at a 4.5 -140. Ooh. I love it. The only issue is I wouldn't pound it. I put like a half unit on it, not a full, because he does have more strikeouts on the road than at home. He is a less of an innings type guy, of a strikeouts guy in Colorado because of the air. So you can it might land on that hook, guys. So at -145, I don't really think it's worth it at that type of juice. If you get it at plus money at 5.5, then I'd roll the dice, because he either gets 6 or 4.
All right, there we go. It is 7th inning stretch time. I know we got actually 4 games still to go, but I'm doing the stretch now. Oh, and it feels good after last week to stretch a little bit. 7th inning stretch. 4 games left, all West Coast games. Let's shout out everybody in the chat. I know the chat is packed. It is rocking on a Sunday. Cheshire Cat, not applicable. Sean Thompson, Real Deal Prime. George Gutierrez. We appreciate you guys. Stimmy OG, Billy Pilgrim. Keep on going. Abel Alvarez, Sean Thompson, Nutflush Allen, Lance LaRose, Incredible Platinum Paul, Craig Wood, Erica Taylor, Brian Dance, Turnsey, as always. We appreciate it. MMA Locker Room, Sam Calmer, Ty Clinton, let's see here, Rob McMahon, excellent. Francis, Stelio Contos, great job, everybody turning up and joining us today. Ron Walzek, Blake Atwood, Emmanuel Smith, always a packed chat. I think I saw Crystal Warren in there. Yes, there. Big Show picks, of course. Puzzler. Let's Go Wild picks. Nick L, Rocky Teasley, LJ from H-Town. I think we've gotten just about everybody. Wow, incredible turnout in the chat. 300 live viewers. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for joining us here.
We are 1 like away from 150, guys. Smash it. Let's go. Record-breaking Sundays today, guys. We're 10 away from our viewers. Share this. Tell your friends. 4 more games. We're cashing money. We're taking derbs.
Absolutely. Exactly. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And like I say, incredible, over 300 live viewers. And a reminder for those of you that are new, I see a few of you new viewers joining us for the first time. We are on 7 days a week with this show. Mondays, noon Eastern. We've got Tuesday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So 7 days a week, every day, we're breaking down baseball and every game. And there's nobody that does it 7 days a week like this. Not even maybe. We're the only ones. So thanks for joining us. Texas and Oakland. Jordan Lyles, James Caprillion, the pitching matchup here. Oakland -260. Home favorites here in this game. 8.5 the total across the board. Certainly Jordan Lyles was just, Jordan Lyles essentially in his last start. Roughed up. Once again, which has been pretty much the modus operandi in his recent career, including this year. Last start, 6 runs, 9 hits, 5.2 innings against the Angels. Texas loses 11-3. They've now lost each of his last 4 straight starts. Yeah, I want no part of Texas here, none whatsoever. Caprillion on the mound for the A's actually got roughed up in his last start, which was against San Diego. Gave up 6 runs, 7 hits in 4.1 innings. They skipped his start in the rotation last time out because he was put him on the injured list, shoulder discomfort. And maybe that led to that problem he had against San Diego, that his shoulder was bothering him. We'll see if he's feeling better. He's got a 3.71 ERA against Texas this year. So that's going to be the interesting thing. Caprillion, that was really his only truly bad start. And apparently he had the shoulder issues, shoulder soreness in that game. So, if he's ironed it out, and you would think that's the case because they're putting him back in the rotation, you would think he can pitch well today. So for me, maybe you can go Texas, even a Texas team total under, might be a consideration because we've seen them get shut down a little bit, including in this series yesterday. The bats were silent in that one. So I would look toward me. I think Texas team total under is your value because Oakland money line is astronomical. The run line, you've even got to lay a little bit. I would maybe look Texas team total under and just, bank on maybe Caprillion bouncing back and them shutting down the Texas bats again. Conor Mac, what do you think here, Rangers and A's?
This is a stay off for me because Caprillion's minus 280, and he's coming off that inflammation in his right shoulder. And there's just no way. I mean, if he comes out and pitches well, good for them. You win a big ticket. You can take him run line. The team total is a little interesting. I don't trust Lyles. But are the A's going to score 12 again? Their team total over 5.5 plus 115. Not for me. It's just a pass. I got to see this. I don't like it. But the Rangers are a team that can't hit. So maybe that under does it. He can get through 5 innings, but it's just a clear stay away from me. I mean, the Rangers maybe as a dog you can look at, but I can't take that team. They can't hit a lick.
All right, Sharpie, what do you think here? Texas and Oakland.
I think we don't bet the same. We don't smoke the same, and we definitely don't fuck the same. BBWs for life, fellas. There's no way in hell I could bet Caprillion at this price. There's no way in hell I could bet Lyles at that price, at that dog money. This is a stay-off game. Team total, I believe I saw it was at 2.5 full game for Texas. Are you psychotic? I don't think I've seen that unless it's like Jake DeGrom pitching. And that's probably still like at plus money. This is like juice to the under, guys. Like, this is crazy. Caprillion, I do have a rookie of the year thing on him. I don't think he was tired. I just think he ran into a stud-ass team. The Padres are like top 5 OPS versus righties. They smack righties. This kid ran into a really good lineup. Texas is bottom of the barrel. They're 30th in the league OPS since the All-Star break. And Oakland's 29th, guys. It's like they're not too much better. So maybe this is just a straight first 5 under. I mean, I'm off it completely. I think you're psychotic if you're taking Caprillion at this price. But best of luck to you, my friend.
All right, we've got the freeway battle here. LA Angels, LA Dodgers. Reed Detmers, remember him? We were thinking, wow, this guy's pushed up from Double-A, right, one start in Triple-A and straight on through to the Angels. Wasn't ready for prime time that day. He got just blitzed by Oakland. He'll try to bounce back here against Buehler for the LA Dodgers. Walker Buehler. We've got the Dodgers minus 335, home favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. Boy, it's never easy with the Dodgers, and then the Angels never make it easy on them. They always seem to play the Dodgers tough, but Dodgers prevail last night and bounce back from losing Friday night, the opener, a 5-3 win for the Dodgers last night. And hell, even did I see that? Did I see that right? Was I seeing things? Was I dreaming? Did I really see Kenley Jansen pitch a clean inning last night? Wow. You don't always get that anymore from him, but good win for the Dodgers last night against the Angels. So we'll see if they can keep it up here today. Buehler on the mound. What can you say? I mean, obviously, terrific year, 2.16 ERA. And Detmers, it was rough for him against Oakland. We'll see if the young lefty that they are very much high on, we'll see if he can bounce back here today in this start against the Dodgers. But obviously, never an easy task facing the LA Dodgers. Again, sometimes against lefties, they do struggle a bit more, but I'm going to need to see more from Detmers of a positive before getting behind him. So it's a game I'm just going to stay off completely here. What do you think, Conor Mac, Angels, Dodgers?
Yeah, I want to see Detmer start today. I could see him pitch well. I can see these last two games, the first 5 unders have been there. And with Buehler on the mound, I kind of looked the way Detmer's just getting rocked his last start. He's got me pumping the brakes. So I lean the first 5 under here a little bit at 4.5. One thing with Detmer is he struck out a ton down in Double A and Triple A. I mean, he had games where 14 and 16, but he'll give up 3 or 4, and that's not good here at the major league level. It might be a little bit too soon. We'll see if the Dodgers get to him today. And we saw against the A's, the long ball was the problem. That's kind of been the problem with him. He might get the strikeouts. But Buehler at minus 320, no way. Hey, the Angels first 5, again, plus 270. I wouldn't doubt anyone to take a stab at that here.
All right, Sharpie, what do you think here? Angels, Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm off this game too, but like Connor said, if you want to take a stab at that plus money,
Yeah.
can't hate you. Like these are the exact same equal teams on the number wise. If you break it down, go through righties, lefties since the All-Star break, you take their bullpens, they're the same exact team, except for Walker Buehler and Detmer. Buehler's a stud, but not at minus 300. Guys, like, get out of here, guys. Nobody belongs being a minus 300. I don't care. The best teams in baseball only win 60% of the time. So if you're betting minus 300s a lot, you're going to not be in business of betting for a long time, guys, because you lose one of those, it's going to put you back. I don't know, guys. I'm off it. It's either LA Angels or Dodgers run line, guys, to get the juice down. You can't. That's the way to bet it. I lean the over though. I lean the over.
All right, lean the over here
Yeah.
with the Angels and Dodgers, 8.5 here. Did see the game stay under last night, but 5-3. We'll see if it can get up and over today. Mad Bum and Blake Snell, battle of lefties here, Arizona, San Diego. We've got the Padres minus 210, minus 220, home favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. We'll see how it goes here. San Diego with Blake Snell on the mound, who again, 6-2 he is here at home, and he's been obviously for the entire year. There's no question Blake Snell has been better at home than he's been on the road. But I believe in one of the recent starts that even Snell had at home wasn't all that great for him. That's the problem. Yeah, the Oakland start. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago against Oakland. At home, he gives up 7 runs in 4 innings. Now, the good news is he turned around in Oakland last week and faced the same A's team and held them to 1 run in 5 innings. So he was a lot better. It was actually one of the few good road starts he's had this year, Blake Snell. So we'll see if he can carry that forward to today. He shut out the Diamondbacks, 4.2 innings when he faced them back in April, right at the beginning of the season. So we'll see if he can pitch that well again today. Mad Bum for the Cardinals. Not the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks. We're getting sports mixed up. 6 runs, 5 hits, 2 innings. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 4 innings in his last start his last 2 starts, I should say, against San Diego. Recent form for him has been better, though. 2, 3, 2, and 1 in his last 4 starts. So Mad Bum has definitely pitched a little bit better in his recent 4 outings. So going to be interesting to see how he fares here in this game. He struggled against the Padres, though, and I could see the Padres hitting him. And it's worth noting, 6 straight Padres starts, or 6 straight Madison Bumgarner starts against the Padres since 2019 have gone over the total. And I lean that direction again. I've been on the over in the first 2 games of this series. I don't like today as much because Snell has pitched his best baseball at home and Mad Bum's in better form. But Mad Bum has struggled against the Padres. You could maybe still get over this total. It's a reasonable enough number sitting where it is right now, 8.5. I'd lean to it'll be a smaller bet. I don't like the over as much as I did the first 2 games of this series, but I'm still going to take it for something small. D-backs, Padres over 8.5. Connor, what do you think here? Padres, D-backs.
The big one here is Snell for me in this game. I mean, all year long and lately, even on the road, he pitched well his last start. At home against the A's, he got rocked. And he's been better at home. I just don't know what I'm going to get. He seems he's erratic. He's out of there in 3 or 4, gives up 7, or he's on the money. He'll go 5 or 6 and give up nothing or 1. So difficult for me in this one. Push last night. I thought we could have got over 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Couldn't get it done. I thought the D-backs could have scored more in that game. Darvish, though, pitched well, 12 Ks. I lean the D-backs, though. At this big price, I think the Padres are still being overvalued. Too much here. So the first 5 with the D-backs, I might take a stab at here at plus 170. And yeah, I lean the over 8.5 a little bit. I don't know if I play it though. D-backs team total is interesting at 3.5, right around plus 105 as well.
All right, Sharpie, what do you like here with Arizona, San Diego?
I'm with Connor right here. D-backs are being disrespected. Like Snell has not been good, even versus Oakland. He was so wild. He walked so many people. Like he got lucky to get out of that game with just one. And I was more on him on a you owe me my money because I bet you at 6.5 Ks the first time, and now they have you at 4.5 versus the same team. I bet it, and I was screaming at him the whole game, and he barely got to that 5, dude. Like, I think he might have had 6, but I can't back Snell at this price, guys. And Bumgarner hasn't been too bad, guys. His strikeout props at 4.5. It's at plus money. That's going to be a strictly numbers play for me. The Padres are striking out at a 29.5% clip right now, guys, versus left-handed pitchers. That means if he goes 5 innings, he has 5 strikeouts. Cool. All right, let's go. I'm down for that. And at plus money, I'm going to take a shot. But yeah, it's either Arizona or pass right here. They're like, I can't back Snell at this price.
Yeah, I am with you there. I mean, from a side perspective, and I don't feel strong on the side, but Bumgarner's at least kept his bad track record against San Diego scares me, but his current form is very good, and it's been better. And at this price, it's been that's too much to lay with Snell. I agree there. Sunday Night Baseball, final game, Sunday Night Baseball, and it's on ABC. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're putting the Sunday night game on ABC tonight for some reason instead of ESPN. But nevertheless, White Sox and Cubs. So national broadcast television game tonight with these two, battle of the south side versus the north side. We've got the White Sox here, minus 175 road favorites at Wrigley. The total 10 across the board. Dylan Cease, Zach Davies, the pitching matchup here. Zach Davies has hit the shits again, hasn't he? Last 2 starts, 4 runs, 7 hits, 6 innings against the Reds. And then 7 runs, 6 hits, 4 innings last start against the Rockies. I mean, that was just a brutalization by the Rockies against Zach Davies in that last start. He's going to face the White Sox now, who have won the first 2 games of this series, 4-0 and 8-6. Nice shutout for them yesterday. Dylan Cease on the mound, who on the road is where the issues are for him. 5.91 is road ERA. I don't know if that's going to matter as much here. Against the Cubs, who have definitely had their lineup decimated by all the recent trades that have occurred. I mean, other than Wilson Contreras and Ortega, at the top of this lineup, nobody else scares you right now on this Cubs lineup. So I actually think Cease could pitch better here. And when you look at his last really 5 starts, it's been pretty good, pretty reliable, pretty consistent. 2 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, and then he got a shutout in 6 innings against Kansas City in his last start. And even some of these recent better starts have been on the road as well. He held Detroit down on the road. He held the Pittsburgh Pirates down on the road. He held Baltimore down on the road. He held Kansas City. So he's been better in the last 4 or 5 on the road, even though his road ERA on the entire season isn't that great. So the bottom line is Cubs are a dead as a doornail team. Going nowhere, traded everybody away. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. White Sox have won the first 2 games. They've won these first 2 games by margin. Not saying I will pull the trigger on this, but I am definitely leaning minus 1.5 run line for the White Sox here, minus 115. It would certainly be the only way I would bet this game, White Sox run line for Sunday Night Baseball. Conor Mac, what do you think here? White Sox Cubs.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I want nothing to do with the Cubs. You talked about this lineup. It'd be a White Sox, however you want to do it here. First 5 half a run, full game. The wind's blowing out like 17 miles per hour there. So can the Cubs score a few? That's the whole point here. I still would lean over. So White Sox and over in this one for me.
Yeah, I'm seeing Kenny woo. And John Roy in our chat saying the Hall of Fame ceremonies on the NFL. I thought that was last night, the pro football. I thought they were doing that Saturday night. Sunday night? I thought I missed it. Wow. Okay. So I didn't miss it then. The big ceremonies tonight. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought usually they have that on Saturday nights every year, the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony. But I guess it's tonight. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Sharpie, what do you think here? White Sox Cubs.
I can't. I got my best bet coming up in this game, but I can't bet aside with this win, guys. This win is nuts, guys, and that's a pop flies a home run right now, guys. Like
Yeah, it's
14
getting
miles per
there.
hour out, like that's
I
psychotic.
have 17, 16, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get to this game on a K prop side later on.
All right, good stuff. That is your Sunday card. Incredible analysis. Great job, as always, by my compadres here, my right-hand colleagues here, Conor Mac and Sharpie, who's with us on the weekends. Great stuff. And thanks to everyone in the chat. Over 300 live viewers. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We appreciate it. And for those of you checking out the show for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, Pub Sports Radio, because we have so much great content. It's not just the closing time shows. It's not just what we do. It's Jimmy the Bag, betting with the bag 4 days a week, Tuesday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's Razor Sharp's horse racing streams. It's the live UFC streams. You know, we've got Mr. Ghost who does his golf show throughout the week as well. Tons of great content, Pub Sports Radio and more. There's DFS shows as well. There's great interviews that Mr. James Lynch does for UFC that are on the channel. Clint McNeil and Die Hard MMA podcast, which is outstanding, you know, every Monday. And of course, he does the Totals UFC show. He does the after the weigh-ins. You know, we've got it covered. And look, we haven't even touched on football yet, which is right around the corner. We've got so much planned when it comes to football season. We're going to have midweek football shows. We're going to have a Saturday and Sunday show right before kickoff for NFL and college football during the season. So it is going to be slammed right here on Pub Sports Radio. If you're seeing us for the first time, if you're tuning in for the first time, you've joined us at the right time of year with football right around the corner and so many great shows and great content and great personalities. We like to be people that give you great insight and info, but like to have fun as well. That's what we strive for here at Pub Sports Radio. So hit that like button. We appreciate it. We'll get to our best bets and we'll get to our Jack of the Day in just a second. But first, messages, as always at this time of the show, from both Manscaped and Southtown 101. Southtown 101, San Antonio, live music, DJs, karaoke, great food, great drinks. Make sure you stop in when you're in town in San Antonio, Texas at Southtown 101. Manscaped promo code Pub Sports, 20% off your purchase using the promo code Lawnmower 4.0 and any Manscaped product. Get 20% off with that promo code Pub Sports. And mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports. Football season's here. We've got MLB still for another couple of months. No better time than right now to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well if you want to take that option. Mybookie.ag, hit them up, sign up, get ready for football season, and use the promo code PubSports. All right, time of that show that we all know and love very well. It's time for Jack of the Day.
Well, see you later.
All right, Jack of the Day, we're not always going to hit them all, and we're certainly not going to hit one basically 10 minutes into the baseball day like we did yesterday every single day with Kyle Seager of the Seattle Mariners, basically going yard in the first inning of that game. But that was very nice to see. with one of our Jack of the Day calls barely after we get off this show. And there's a Kyle Seager leaving the yard for the Mariners yesterday. As far as today goes, got to look at Aaron Judge. He smacked one in the first inning off Chris Flexen yesterday. He has 2 homers against Yusei Kikuchi of the Seattle Mariners in the past. He's batting second today in the lineup. So Aaron Judge is probably worth a look. Jack of the Day candidate for the Yankees today. What else have we got? I was going to say with Mountcastle not in. That's unfortunate because he's got 2 homers off of Michael Waka Flocka Flames. So kind of disappointing he's not in there. But you look at it, Nelson Cruz has 2 homers off Jorge Lopez. You got to look Nelson Cruz, in my opinion, as well. Jack of the Day, good selection there. You can look at a bunch of Jays, Springer, Grichuk, Teoscar, and Vladdy. They've all homered against Garrett Richards. I wouldn't talk you out of those guys as far as Jack of the Day is concerned. When you look at Duvall and Albies have hit Corbin for a home run, I'd go there. I would also consider when I would go on down the list here, Sal Perez has brutalized John Lester, and of course he's capable of hitting a home run. So Sal Perez home run prop against Lester, I like as well. I think I'll probably stop there. More than enough right there with home run props. Conor Mac, what do you think for Jack of the Day?
Yeah, there's a bunch. He talked about like the Jays and Cruz, but those prices are getting pretty tough. I mean, Cruz is around plus 280. He's pretty good. I'm going for a few here. Bogarts, he's plus 450. Justin Turner, plus 380. I don't have a thing on Aguilar yet. He's 4 for 8 with 3 homers, though. Yeah, Turner, and then Candelario was plus 600. And that's it for Jack of the Day.
All right, good stuff there. Sharpie, if you don't, Jack of the Day, and if not, you can go right to your best bet.
Jack of the Day, I'm gonna go with whatchamacallit, Brian Goodwin from Chicago. He don't have no great numbers or anything. I just like a lefty at bat versus a weak pitcher with that wind blowing out, and there'll probably be some decent money on him. But I know he's had a home run in the last few days because I was watching a game the other day where he won it for me. So shout out to Goodwin. Let's give me some more money then. But best bet of the day, guys. We're gonna go right back to that game. We're gonna go Cease over 7.5 strikeouts at minus 120. And if your book says 8.5 at plus money, I'll take that too. And this is why. The Chicago Cubs, since the All-Star break, are walking 7% and striking out at a 25%. That's not too bad, but that's not too great. Okay. Cease, when he's been on the road versus a National League team, he has 11, 11, and 7. The 7 was versus a Pittsburgh team that didn't strike out at the time, that had Frazier on the team, and he had 7. Okay, guys, we're at 7.5 at a team that is striking out about league average. So I see his normal 8 to 11 versus a National League team in a National League ballpark. That's why you can give up runs, guys. You can get hit and still get your strikeouts. That's why I was not too really worried about the wind with the strikeout prop.
All right. Yeah, exactly. The strikeout props, you can still get them even with wind conditions. So liking that strikeout prop, best bet for Sharpie. Conor Mac, best bet. What do you like?
I'm going with the team total. I'm going with the Braves. Team total over 4.5. It's around minus 130. I think they get to Corbin, so I like him. I think the full game over 8.5 is a good look as well, but I like it there. I also, for an early morning game, I'm going to take your Blue Jays. I think that game could get over 9. It depends on Ryu, but I think they score runs. So if you can get a 4.5 there, or take the 5.5 at plus 115, I think the Jays rake today off Richards.
All right, there
Just
we
a little
go.
morning play for you on top.
There you go. Nice little bonus there for best bet segment for Conor Mac. My best bet is going to be, this is very, very cut and dried. You know, I've been to this well before. I'm going to go to it once again today to treat the human pinata for me. That is John Lester, Kansas City Royals team total over 4.5 for me. Don't really want to focus as much on Bubic. I don't want to focus, what he does or doesn't do, but he has been a little bit better. I like that Royals first 5 as well and full game plus price. But I'm just going to focus right in on the team total. Just get the 5 runs. I think they can do that. Lester is just complete hot garbage right now until I see something that changes my mind. Fade material. Kansas City Royals team total over 4.5. Even money minus 105 is what you can get with that. That'll be my best bet for this Sunday MLB card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the MLB Closing Time Show for this Sunday, August 8th. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We really do appreciate it. Incredible support. Over 300 live viewers. We really appreciate all of that. Thanks to everyone for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of the MLB Closing Time Show. And Ski Profit, our Monday guest, will be with us. For Conor Mac and for Sharpie, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Sunday. Let's cash some tickets on this Sunday in MLB action. And we will see you again tomorrow on Monday for another edition of the MLB Closing Time Show right here on Pub Sports Radio.